Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode with the Road to Glory podcast. I'm Juliet.
And I'm Cecilia, and today we are here for an episode about all the tracks that we would love to see on the F2 calendar. Obviously, F2 are very restricted to like racing in Europe and in the Middle East, with like the off one out being Australia. But like in an imaginary perfect world, which tracks do we want to see F2 race at? Both tracks that are already on the F1 calendar, but also some tracks that are not.
Exactly. This is kind of inspired by F2 now going to two new circuits, going to Miami and Canada. So we're kind of just putting it out there where we would love to see them race elsewhere. I feel like the F2 calendar is quite set with where they go. They go to these races, but who knows, maybe in the future we can get them in different places.
Yes. Obviously, it is under sad circumstances that they are racing in Miami and Canada now, but still, we're super excited to see those races, and we are always allowed to like dream big. Um, but yeah, for those who don't know, obviously, usually they only race in Europe and Middle East because of the budget of the
Yeah.
drivers and the teams. It would be way too expensive for them to like travel all around the world with F1. But yeah, now we are missing things to talk about. So we had to come up with something. And also, can I just say, I miss doing race reviews so bad. Like, I miss it.
I miss watching the races as well.
Yeah.
And then like thinking, oh my gosh, like this is going to be so fun to talk about. Like I'm so excited to discuss this with you. We don't have that. And it feels like we
No.
haven't had that in ages. And I'm just counting down the days until we get either F1 Academy, Formula 2 back.
Yes, but thankfully we are almost there. And until that time, we will still be here every single week, obviously. So we are happy that you're here with us. We will survive this break. This may be a shorter episode, but I think we should just get into it. What is the first track you would want to see on the F2 calendar?
So, the first track that I have put down, we actually have F1 Academy there this year. But I don't see why we don't have F2 at Zandvoort. Like,
Yeah.
I love the circuit. It's not necessarily a race I would probably go to. Um, I love the track though, and the vibes seem incredible. But I don't see why we don't have more feeder series there. Like Silverstone this year is proving you can have everything at the same time. So yeah, I would like to see them at Sandrock.
It is kind of sad that Sanford isn't a part of the F2 calendar anymore. Actually, I don't personally have it on my list. But I'm sad for the people in Sanford going to Sanford that they are not racing there, because it is an odd one to take off the
Yeah.
F2 calendar, because like they race at practically every other European circuit.
Why
But
not
Sanford.
Zandvoort?
Exactly. I feel low-key like it was Sanford got cursed the last year they raced there. Must have been the year where Theo Pourchaire won the championship and Fred Wesley came P2 in the championship. And like that year, that race was pure madness. I'm like, they can't go back. It's too cursed now. Wheels flying off and Theo also crashing into the barrier. Like that race was pure madness. And then now it's just cursed and they can't go back.
Yeah. So bring it back, and we can cleanse it. We can
I
get
think that
because
is
like
necessary, yeah.
it's got this dark cloud hanging over it, and we need that to change.
Exactly. Because like it is not one that they've taken it off
Yeah.
the F2 calendar, and it would be fun to see it back. Like it is a cool track. Obviously nowadays it's disappearing from the F1 calendar soon,
Yeah.
so definitely not happening anytime soon, but it is a cool track. And now on the topic of F1 tracks that F2 don't race at. Actually, a track that F1 isn't even racing at anymore, but like when it was on the calendar, F2 also didn't race there. And for selfish reasons, I want a German track back. So obviously I want to see F2 race at Hockenheim. And I researched this because I've never seen a race in Hockenheim, as I've seen like one F1 race because it was back in 2019 at F1 last race there. That was the year I started watching F1. But for some reason, F2 didn't race there at that time. And I think the last F2 race was in like 2016. So that is an odd one too. Like, why are we having a European great track that F2 just didn't go to? Like,
That's so strange. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm sure like there is a reason why, but they're not giving it out to the public. They're just telling us, well, they're not going to be there. But
yeah,
it sucks because it's such an incredible track. Why would you not want to see F2 there?
exactly. And like for me, a race in Germany would be the closest
Yeah.
race. So I would also love to see it go back. Also with in F1, now we're talking about them, Audi joining a whole new German team. Like there is so much reason for there to be a race in Germany. And then F2 could join them. I'm just saying it would be great if we got to see Hockenheim on the F2 calendar again.
Bring it back. That's what I said.
Yes. Yes. And other tracks that we want to see. Now, actually, a track that is not more realistic, but is actually on the F1 calendar and will be staying at the F1 calendar for a while, is I can imagine how wild it would be if F2 raced in Las Vegas.
Ooh, imagine.
Yes,
I'd love that towards the end of the championship. Like, I know
exactly.
F1 Academy was decided there, but if we could have, like, I mean, it would technically be the third last race.
Mm,
I would love it. Also, we don't, I mean, I guess we never get any F2 night races, but I'd
mm.
like it to be in the evening time because
Yeah.
do we even have any F2? Like, they don't race in the dark.
No, no, they don't, and it's so sad. Like, it would be so cool if we got just one F2 night race, because
Yeah,
obviously they also race in Jeddah normally when that's not a war in the Middle
yeah.
East. But like when they are in Jeddah, for F1 that is like a night race, but F2 is obviously earlier than F1. So even then they're racing in the sunlight. Can we like do something? And Las Vegas is so odd in their timings.
Yeah.
Surely we could like get F2 in when it's like kind of dark. Like, can we do that?
Exactly. I totally agree with that because F1 Academy was like most of the time
Yeah.
during the night. So I feel like they could slot it in somewhere for sure.
Yes, like in a dream world where they all have the budget to get their cars to Las Vegas, that would be absolutely insane and so epic to see. I know Las Vegas isn't the most loved track. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people low-key hate the circuit, but like, can we just think about the atmosphere and the hype that would be about F2 there? I would love to see that.
For the vibes, I'm so there for it. And
Yeah.
now, keeping on the topic of like maybe a night race or whatever,
Mhm.
I have put Singapore. I
All
would
right.
love to see F2 at Singapore. We know it's crazy. We have had F1 Academy there. So, like, it fits in the schedule. Like, I know we won't because of budget. This is all hypothetical, but I would just love to see it. And at night, hopefully. But I just think it would be incredible. Like, I love the circuit. I love the street track vibe. We don't get that many street tracks for F2. A lot of them are permanent tracks. So I'm putting it out there. I'd like to see them in Singapore.
That would be so cool, honestly, to see. Now, as you mentioned, F1 Academy have been there. Like, could we make something where sometimes they, like switch it up and like F2 can go there instead? Oh, they could both be there at the same time.
Yeah.
Not counting that out. That would be actually incredible to see. Like, I love Singapore, so like seeing F2 there would make it even better. And now that we are in that side of the world in Asia, I have another one.
Oh,
And that would be Suzuka F2 there, such an iconic track. And like other series are racing this too, like Super Formula. Like, can we get F2 in Suzuka? That would be insane.
I think it could be chaos in the best
Yes,
way.
exactly. And that is what we want from F2. And like it is such an iconic track. I'm sure the drivers would be absolutely elated to go there if that ever became a possibility.
They would love to go there. And now, keeping on the topic of chaos, I think we've actually mentioned this track before in a past episode, which we'd like F2 to go there. But I need F2 at Interlagos. Like,
Oh my
give it
God,
to me
yes.
now. That like might be right at the top of my list.
Mm.
I just think it would be so incredible and chaotic, and the weather is always crazy and feeder series with crazy weather equals insane races.
Yes, like Interlagos is definitely one of my favorite tracks in F1.
Yeah.
Like we all love F2 here, obviously. So like seeing them go racing there, that is just like the recipe for success and chaos.
Yeah.
So that would be actually insane. And I do remember we've talked about this in the past. And this also reminds me, like, can we just make a petition for F2 to actually make their calendar change every year? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
can we, like, I know it's expensive to get the cars these places. I'm not saying they should be going there every year, but can we
No.
like just put like a one-off each year, like go somewhere else? That would be actually insane.
Maybe this year we'll like start a trend.
Mhm.
They'll realize, oh, we actually can go to these kind of far away places. And like every year we get one race that changes.
Exactly, like just putting that out there.
Exactly.
Because we know that sometimes it's like whatever we are saying here in the podcast, there's like a mole somewhere from FIA or F2
Yeah.
listening. If you are listening to this, just like you can take the idea. It's like, please do something about that.
You can take the credit for it. Just give it
Mm.
to us.
Exactly. And yes, it may cost some races that we usually have every year. Like now, I assume that there are some money saved from not racing in Jeddah and Bahrain that is put towards going to Miami and Canada. But like I am willing to sacrifice not those two races every year, but like we can switch it up, like pick one or two races in Europe or the Middle East and like remove them every other year. Like
Exactly. Don't touch Silverstone.
no,
Never touch
no,
Silverstone.
that is the only sacred one.
But the rest of them you could probably play around with.
Exactly. But now that we are on the topic of races in Europe that we cannot touch now with Silverstone. Please don't touch them. Other races in Europe that I would like to see back. There's one that we saw on the calendar back in 2020 because of COVID. So like they were missing races. They were like desperate, like they were like put in this race. But I will say I actually really enjoyed when they raced in Mugello. Like I want to see that track back.
I totally agree.
Mm.
Last year, I watched a very good Italian F4 race there, and
Yeah.
it's just such an incredible circuit. And we kind of got this trend where, like, oh, we can't have multiple races in one country, you know? And when it comes to Italy, I don't
Yeah.
really care. Give me multiple. I
Yeah.
love their circuits. The vibes that they bring are just incredible.
Exactly. Like now they've lost Imola. Like can we do something for Mugello? Because also this might just also be me being biased, not for F2, but I specifically remember F3. Like I didn't even watch F3 back in 2020. Like I didn't know back then. Like I didn't know how good feeder series was. I was still in my F1 phase. But I rewatched a couple of years ago the F3 races there, and that was like the year Oscar Piastri won the championship, and just like the whole
Oh,
thing being decided between him, Logan Sargent, and I also think Theo Pucciarelli was still in actually, and Fred Vesti winning a race there, like just magical place. Can we do it for F2 again? Like, please.
exactly. The vibes are so good. Why do we not want it there again? Now, the next track that I'm going to talk about is not on the F1 calendar,
Mm.
but this weekend I was watching the GT Open here
Yeah.
and ELMS race here. It's a very good circuit, and I would like Portimao in
Ooh.
Portugal
Yeah.
to be back. Did it get announced? What? Because now I'm like,
Like F1 has definitely been announced. Like they will
yes.
be racing there next year. I'm actually unsure. I don't think F2 have announced anything, but I would assume that could be a potential race for them here in Europe.
It's such a good track. It's so fun. And I just think like, especially with F1 now being there, which I
Yeah.
low-key forgot, but like back in the brain, like
Yeah.
it would make sense for them to put F2 on there as well. Like just remove something else and put it there.
Yes, I can get behind Portimao being on the F2 calendar. Also because it's actually a track that I've been considering going to whenever it's like next year when it
Yeah,
joins the calendar. Like perfect timing of it being like a real summer vacation, go to a Grand Prix and beach vibes at the same time. Like what is
exactly.
not to like?
Let's go.
Yeah, we are ready. And F2, please go there
Yeah.
so we can watch you race. Yeah, other tracks that have been on the F1 calendar, because obviously Portimao used to be on the F1 calendar.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back. This could happen for this track as well. Now, if F2 would go there, it's very unlikely because it is not in Europe. And that is Malaysia. And I have
Ooh.
actually never seen an F1 race in Malaysia, but I just feel like the hype behind that track is so good. And like, just please give it to me.
The way that drivers talk about the track,
Mm,
they miss it so
yeah.
much. So, like, imagine the chaos of feeder series at that track. 10 out of 10.
Yes, honestly, that would be insane. Like, I would love to see that. I would love to see it back on the F1 calendar.
Yeah.
Like, please, F2, could we do something here? Can you go there?
Exactly. And now, keeping with the topic of a race that used to be on the F1 calendar a very long time ago, before I was born, but my soul yearns for it, is to get a race back in Africa. But no, 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 not just Africa. In my home country of South Africa, and actually basically our only circuit where they used to race at Kyalami. Now, yes, we need to get F1 there first, and we need to get the track up to the standard because at the moment it's not. And I mean, there's been talks about it. Lewis is very, very vocal about wanting to get it back on the calendar. So, like, who knows? Maybe in the future, and then bring F2 with you, please. Because if I could have feeder series at my home Grand Prix, I could die happy. Life
Yes.
complete.
Honestly, that would be so great. And I do believe it will happen in the near future. Is that there's definitely like a lot of people pushing for it
Yeah.
to actually be ready to join the F1 calendar. And now again with F2, obviously it would be kind of out of their standard of other races they're going to, but can we like please do something here, F2?
Just for
Would-
me.
Exactly, because like I would go with you. Like I am so ready for whenever that happens.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Yes. Also, talking about home races potentially. Like, I didn't actually have this on my list, but I will say we've never had a race in Denmark. And I know we're a small country, we literally cannot afford it, but like a girl can dream. And
Yeah.
I do know actually back when Kevin Magnussen was in F1, there was talks in Denmark of like, can we actually do this? It was a no. But like a girl can dream. And like I will also take any other race in Scandinavia. Like, can we do
Yeah.
it like in Norway? They have a lot of money. Like, can we get a Norwegian driver in and can we like do something? I'll gladly go there. Sweden too. Like I'm open to ideas. Any
Dino
Scandinavian race.
Beganovic, home
Yes.
race.
Dino Beganovic home race in Sweden or Martinus Stenshorn Norwegian home race. Like the possibilities are endless.
Exactly. I think there's so many circuits in Europe that are just
Mm,
not being utilized, and we get like lower formulas there, which is great. But I'd love, because also like this brings so much money into the area. Like, yes, it's expensive to put on as well, but like it's putting the location on the map. I just think there's
yeah.
so many circuits that should be raced at. And you know what? I'm very excited to see the Mad Ring circuit in
Yeah.
Madrid be the final, probably. I mean, we're assuming so for F3,
Yeah.
and a new circuit street track for F2. So that is something that I'm very, actually quite nervous, but excited to see as well.
Yeah, I still can't wrap my head around the fact that for F3 this season, Madrid in Madrid is the final race. It just feels wrong that they're not doing it in Monza.
I know.
But yeah, obviously for F2 it's not the final, so like that is fine. They are still doing Abu Dhabi as the final one. But yeah, it is exciting to see F2 going new places, and I'm very much looking forward to them racing in Madrid.
Yeah, do I have any other circuits? I feel like I could mention Circuit of the Americas.
Mm,
I mean, that's quite chaotic. They already the F1 Sprint They have F1 Academy this year, so I'm excited to see how that pans out as well. Honestly, the the thing I'm trying to get at is I want more F2 races actually. Like,
Yeah.
if they could go to every single one of the tracks that F1 go to, I would be happy. Actually, I'd be wanting more racing because I just love the F2 racing, but I just think it just adds so much more to a weekend. I can't imagine going to watch an F1 race and not having a feeder series there. Like, only if I was invited would I go, like, far to a race that doesn't have feeder series. Otherwise, it needs to have at least F2 and probably F3. And if you can have F1 Academy as well, I'm set.
Yes, we are literally so fortunate that we're going to Silverstone this year, and we like get it all. Like, it's almost too much. Like, how are we gonna even have time for everything? But
I don't know.
we are not complaining because like we
No.
feel really bad for the people who obviously may live in the US and go to those races, and usually F2 is
Yeah.
never there. Now this is your lucky year if you're going to Miami and Canada. You actually get F2, which is absolutely incredible. But yeah, I agree. I would love to see F2 race small places. Obviously, we do know all the logistics behind
Yeah.
why they are not doing it. Like, it's not anything like that we don't. We just say, oh, they can just go there. Like,
Yeah.
realistically, they can't, but we would love to see them do it. Also, because there's so long gaps in between
Mm,
races sometimes, especially now that F1, for like good reasons, have
yeah.
changed the calendar to be like all the Asian races together. But like the issue then is when F2 don't race at a single Asian track, then we just have a huge gap in the calendar.
Exactly. It's a long time without F2, and it's understandable why, but it just makes me sit and yearn for it to be back.
Yes, but I think that was all the tracks that we have like at the top of our list at least.
Yeah.
Like we could come up with like every single track
Yeah.
pretty much. We would love to see that. But definitely let us know if you have like a top 3 or like favorite track, like where do you want to see F2 go if you could decide the calendar?
Exactly. Do you want a circuit back that used to be on it? Do you want them to go somewhere completely new? Are you dreaming of a home race like I am? Please let us know. Make sure to follow us on all of our other socials, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, everywhere, so that you keep up to date with everything that we have going on. We've got some exciting things in the works, so make sure you keep an eye out for that.
Definitely, like you don't want to miss a single thing because we do have some exciting things coming, hopefully soon. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. We hope you will be back next week because we will be. And yeah, we'll obviously see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.